Hey everyone, welcome to the 2009 Podcast Awards ceremony. It's the 5th annual event here. My name is Todd Cochran. I'll be your host for this event. We've got a great show lined up for you. And we got a lot of people streaming in still from Ustream. Hey, make sure you let them know, let people know on Twitter and Facebook that we're live at this point. But I tell you, it's been a long road here getting to this point where we're actually ready to announce all of the winners. And it's been a hard-fought battle for many. We've had a absolutely huge number of shows that came in that were nominated, a little over 3,000 shows that were nominated. That was narrowed down to a list of 220 podcasts that made the final roster. No roster can be perfect. Some shows are actually nominated heavily in both categories. And when we actually end up going and doing the review process, how we able to separate one show from another, basically if a show was nominated for two categories, what we would do is look at the number of nominations they had in a specific category and decided if that show fit the best there. And it's not a imperfect process, but we do our best. And the independent listener reviewers went through each of the, basically graded each of the shows, and we've talked about already in previous live events on how we've actually done the grading of the shows, which ended up in the 220 podcasts. Open up the voting, of course, to huge traffic. It's the largest voting traffic we've ever seen for one of our events. Matter of fact, the email server was having a significant hard time keeping up. In some instances, Hotmail and Yahoo were starting to flag the emails as spam. So at the very end, when we closed voting out, I want to assure everyone what we did is we looked at every category, and we looked at the votes that were validated and the votes that were not validated. In other words, if you were one of those folks that did not get an email from a vote that you had submitted, and we made a determination whether or not the non-validated votes would have affected a winner. And in all cases, all of the validated votes were of significant margin to not have been affected by votes that didn't get validated. So we felt real good about the process. I was worried that we may have a few tiebreakers that would result in us having to go back and take a closer look, but that was not the case. Everything turned out to be on the up and up. Our independent auditing firm agreed, and of course I want to thank the folks over at One Technologies that kept the site up and kept it running during the contest. As you may notice, the award site is not super fancy in design, and that's for good reason. On our biggest traffic day, we saw a little over 700,000 page loads for a single day, so that was significant traffic to the website. Not all of those page loads obviously ended in a vote, but traffic continues to go pretty heavy to the site. I think we're seeing an average each day of about 3,000 outclicks to the variety of shows that are listed. So those of you that have been nominated are part of the 220 shows that will be on the website for the next year. Enjoy the traffic. I will say that as we roll out of the awards ceremony and after several months, that traffic will taper off a little bit, but it will always ramp up just before the awards. I'm going to go ahead here and switch screens and give a special thanks to our sponsors. The sponsors really is what made this event happen this year. And this event is a nonprofit event for my company, Podcast Connect. And we give 100% of all money being raised back to the podcasters and prizes and trophies. And sadly, the trophies are in FedEx airplane headed to Hawaii. So the trophies did not make it. They'll be here on Monday. We just cut it a day too short. But I do want to thank the folks over at Blue Mic. They have donated 2 of their brand new Yeti microphones. If you're someone that's creating media and you're on the go, you need to check this mic out. These mics are so new that they aren't even available yet. So we expect to receive the 2 microphones next week from the folks at Blue Mic, and those, of course, will go out to our 2 top winners of the show. Next up, we want to thank our corporate sponsor, Blueberry.com. They came in for a second year in a row and were our sponsor. If you're a podcaster and you're looking for hosting, you're looking for sponsorship opportunities, if you need statistics for your shows, hey, that's the place to go to get all of the above. And, of course, we've got a directory over there, great for listeners to find new shows The site is actively maintained. And as a disclaimer, I am the CEO behind that company. So just as to keep everything on the up and up here, I do want to thank, I'm switching the wrong switch here. I do want to thank the folks at Blueberry and the team over there for basically ponying up the money this time. Of course, if you're a podcaster, you definitely want to check out the Blueberry PowerPress plugin too. It's the final actively maintained podcasting plugin in the space, and you can find that at blueberry.com/PowerPress. The trophies would not be possible without the shows that you see on your screen right now. Beach Walk TV, Comedy Forecast, Best of the Left, Battleship Retention, GNC, the Irish Celtic Podcast, Pagan Chaos Magic, SDR News, the Trucker Tom Podcast, variety of podcasts there that have donated the significant amounts of money from their shows to help make the trophies possible. We also want to let everyone know that on Stitcher, all of the nominees have their own channel over on Stitcher, and once the awards are announced tonight, the good folks at Stitcher are going to make a specific channel for the 2009 awardees. So let's go ahead and get into the next section here, and it's all about the award announcements. And what I want to make sure everyone knows here is that, I got to add someone here, is that as we call the winners, you have been given a schedule on which line to call in on the Skype in line. We'll patch you in. We're going to give you really as much time as you want to talk to your audience members that are in attendance right now. And basically, the show will be yours from this point forward. All right, let's go ahead and we'll change the background here. In the business category, the following shows were nominated: A Virtual Perception, Autoline Daily, Career Tools, DH Unplugged, Freelance Radio, Get It Done Guy, NPR Planet Money, The Disciplined Investor, The Engaging Brand, and the Public Speakers Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. In the business category for 2009, the winner is NPR Planet Money. Knowing that they have not submitted a sheet, I don't think that the folks over there at NPR Planet Money are going to be here tonight. If they are, we'll let them dial in. Great show, neck and neck in this category amongst all those shows. And congratulations to everyone that was nominated, and of course, congratulations to NPR Planet. In the comedy section, Absolute Peach, Comedy Forecast, Comic Geek Speak, Distorted View, ROFL, The Steve Dale Show, The Bone Bat Show, The Bugle, The Daily Jizz Whiz, The Week in Fun. And the winner of the comedy category for 2009 is The Daily Jizz Whiz, part of the This Week in Tech network. I think they're listening in. We'll see if they dial in. If they are, we'll put them up in the system. We'll see if they give them a few seconds here to dial in.
Hello.
Hey, we're waiting for the video to come live, and we'll put you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. We're actually there. You go. You're up. Congratulations.
Oh, this is unbelievable. I have waited so long for this award. I want to thank Leo Laporte, who's probably watching. It's really great. I love doing the Daily Giz Wiz. I love working with Leo. Dennis Wonderland designed that little logo up there. And my fans, the fans are amazing. To tell you the truth, the emails I get, and I only write half of them myself. The letters I read on the show, half of them really come from you. The other half I generate. No, the viewers are great. I have a wonderful time doing it. And as I said, I'll treasure this forever. And I plan on doing the Daily Giz Wiz until the day I die.
I think Leo actually tried to dial in. We'll see if he's coming in here. We'll see if we can get him up. It says video starting.
Oh, for Leo, I'll come back to life.
Is Leo? Well, it says video starting, so we're going to see if he actually.
Okay, yeah, that'd be super.
If he actually comes into the call.
You know, it's so funny I've been watching for the last half hour, and of course, the second your show started, all my video screens went blank. So there he is.
It's the man himself, Leo Laporte.
Hey, Dick, congratulations.
Well, congratulations to us. Remember, it's a
Dick, I
team,
presume it's.
Leo.
I told Todd it's not Jizz Whiz, it's Giz Whiz, right?
Well, we'll take the award no matter what he calls us.
That's right. The Giz Whiz, not the. Yeah, it's the Giz Whiz. I should have knew that. Come on.
Not the first.
Leo,
Kevin
did you
Rose
see
called it
the
Jizz Whiz on
awards
the
are so
screensavers many
great.
years ago. So
It's just super.
Well, congratulations, and we wish you luck next year. And you guys are.
Well, we're also up for People's Choice, so there's always that possibility.
Yes, it is. And I'm the holder of those keys. I know who's won that, so we'll see when we get to that point. But folks, that's the way it's done. Congratulations, guys,
Okay,
and
Todd, take care.
hey,
Okay,
aloha.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
doing this. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, next up, let's see if I can actually make the switch here correctly without going to the right. Yeah, we turn the overlay on. Okay, culture and arts. Too many buttons to push. It shows up our it's classic music discoveries, C Realm podcast, Dial a Stranger, global soundtracks, imprints, In Our Time, Reduced Shakespeare, Tall Tale Radio, The Sound of Young America, and Yarncraft. And the 2009 People's Choice Cultural Arts winner is Imprint, the Imprint podcast. If you guys are online, feel free to dial in here to the show, and we'll get you on. We'll give you a few seconds to actually connect up. And some of the shows responded, some of the shows didn't. And we have bios on some of the podcasts, and I'm thinking, based upon them having sent in their bio, I would expect them to be here. They're at tsimprint.com. Their host, Andrew Sims, Matt Britton, Elzaya Montforth, and Laura Thompson. Their show is widely followed, and they're college students. They're based in various areas of the country, and they are part of the first group that started podcasting on MuggleCast. And currently, the Harry Potter podcast is online. Imprint is the most listened to Twilight podcast, serving fans of the books and movies, and they started in the summer of 2008 and continue to carry entertaining discussions over the latest Twilight-related news and much, much more. All right, seeing that they haven't dialed in, we're going to go ahead and move into the next category. On education, shows nominated were Astronomy Cast, Econ Talk, Free Domain Radio, Grammar Girl, Hardcore History, Inside Home Recording, Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, Skeptoid, The Tolkien Professor, and The Winning Investor. The 2009 Education Podcast Award winner is The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. And to be honest with you, I had not listened to this show prior to the award ceremony. Subscribe to it. If you got to subscribe to this show. This is an absolutely amazing show. It really is. And they do a great job on it. Don't know if they're going to dial in or not to accept their award. I did receive a bio from them. So a little bit of information about them. You can find their show over at www.theskepticsguide.com. And the hosts are Stephen Novella, Bob Novella, Rebecca Watson, Jay Novella, and Evan Bernstein. And really, The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is a weekly science/educational podcast produced by the New England Skeptical Society in association with the James Science News. Interviews leading scientists and skeptics, promote critical thinking, and generally they have a good time. And again, you can find their show at theskepticsguide.org. Again, skepticsguide.org. So we'll see if we can give them just a few more seconds here to dial in, if they're going to dial into the show. And for those of you that haven't checked their show out, make sure you get over to their website and get subscribed to it. And these guys got some pretty good credentials. One of the hosts is an academic clinical neurologist at Yale University, and so he's that's a pretty big title there for a podcaster. So again, congratulations to the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. We'll go ahead and move on to the next category here, which is the entertainment category. In the entertainment category, we have 24 UK podcasts nominated: Buffy Between the Lines, Chuck versus the Podcast, Galactic Water Cooler, Geek Syndicate, GSPN Weekly Lost Podcast, Issue-Oriented Mugglecast, The Mob Show, and the Lost Podcast with Jay and Jack. The 2009 winner, and no surprise in this category, is Mugglecast, picking the award up again for many podcast awards. And congratulations to the Mugglecast. And we'll see if any of their folks dial into the Skype line here. I know that they have a huge following. Actually, I saw... here they come. And we're getting a little video feedback. And let me actually put them up online and take that down. Have you got a cell phone going there?
Yes, I do. Should I
Yeah,
stamp that out?
yeah, kill the cell phone. That's what's causing the feedback. Okay, congratulations to you guys again.
Hey, thanks so much. It's always great to be here, and yeah, it's great.
So I know you guys have a huge following, and I actually saw you guys. You guys are doing video now, and you're on Ustream too, right?
Yeah, we've done a few live shows, and they've received a lot of good feedback, and we like Ustream, and it's good to us when it works.
You know, I think we saw, when I was on the other night just surfing through, I think I saw like 1,200 people on your show. That was amazing. And you guys were trying to do a little social engineering of Twitter, because everyone was putting the show in, boom, 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 trying to get it to track. So I thought it was kind of funny.
We did manage to trend then. We beat out Santa on the Twitter trends there just the other night.
Well, that's fun. I was watching the stream and kind of laughing how you guys were doing a little social engineering. Well, is this the third or fourth time that you guys have won the category?
I'm not sure. I know that we did the first one in 06, and I think at least once since. We're very grateful to pick up this award for. I think it's the third time.
Yeah, you guys, it amazes me. In all honesty, it amazes me the following that you guys have for a book series. It's crazy. It really, really is. Is there that much to talk about on that topic?
Well, it's shocking, even for us too, because it's been 30 months since Harry Potter Book 7 came out, which is the end of the series.
Right.
I mean, there hasn't been, that's closed canon there. But we've found, luckily, through the movies that are coming out and all of that, we've found enough discussion to keep our podcast going, and with a good quality. And as you can see, listener base, it just grew from the end of the series. We actually, if anything, we have more listeners now than ever.
Do you guys find that you have fans that have stayed through the whole time, or do you guys have a lot of overturn? Do you know how that actually trends?
How it trends, we still have some listeners who will often write in and say, I've been listening since pretty much the beginning, and it's always great to hear from them as well as from the new listeners. And it seems, every now and then we still hear from some of our hardcore listeners since day one. So
yeah, I am just amazed by your guys' following. Well, again, congratulations, and
thank you so much,
and good luck next year.
Thanks.
Take care. Very cool. All right. Next up is the food and drink category. And what we have is we've got Crimes Against Food, Freezer Burns, Home Plate, Hopcast, KCRW Ground Food, Munchcast, Nutrition Diva, Remarkable Palate, the Scotchcast, and Wine Library TV. And the winner in the food and drink category for 2009 is the Munchcast. Oh boy, here we go again. Here comes the Twit team. I'm sure we're going to have hear from them here directly, or one of the hosts. And congratulations to them. That's a pretty cool show. Have you guys got to check this out? And of course, you can go over to Twit and actually check out the range of shows that they have over there. And let's see, who do we have? Do we have anybody coming in for this? And we're going to give them a little bit of time here, because some people may be watching on the stream, and the stream takes just a few minutes to get caught up. And we'll make sure that we give everyone ample opportunity to to dial in. I do have information on them. Of course, you can find this show over at twit.tv/MC. The host is Cammie Blackstone and Leo Laporte. Of course, San Francisco-based personality Cammie Blackstone knows everything about junk food, and she's not afraid to use it. Of course, Leo is well known as the chief twit of the Twit Netcast Network, and he is the host of the nationally syndicated Tech Guy Show and broadcast live from Twit College in Petaluma, California. 30 hours a week. I mean, Leo's a machine, isn't he? This weekly trip down junk food lane when San Francisco radio personality Cammie Blackstone and geek foodie Leo Laporte, from hot dogs on a stick to pizza in a cup, Munchcast covers geek food in all its guised. You can take gourmet. You just give us the midway. Oh, very cool. So, Leo and team, are you guys still out there? So, we're trying to give everyone a minimum amount of time to come in, and we'll see what happens here. What I'm going to do is give them a few more seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and bounce into the next category. But you guys go over to twit.tv/MC and check out the Munchcast, who is one in the food and drink category. All right, next category up is gaming. We've got 4-player podcast, CAGcast, co-op, distributed failure, giant bombcast, pet food alpha, polycast, the instant. Oh, you can go ahead. Go ahead. If that was you guys, go ahead and dial back in. we can back up if we need to. Again, 4-player podcast, CAGcast, co-op, distributed failure, giant bombcast, pet food alpha, polycast, the instance, the DLB network gaming podcast, WoW Insider. And Leo, if that was your guys calling in, feel free to call back in. We'll cycle people through, no problem. And the winner of the 2009 gaming category is the 4-player podcast. And I will tell you, these guys were off the hook. They were promoting their show for the awards. I mean, these guys were going gangbuster. I was seeing Twitters on these guys, Facebook announcements. This show's fan base completely loyal. They really have done a good job. And we'll see if the 4-player podcast guys show up. I know we've got a number of their shows that are actually a number of the listeners are actually in the session right now. I can see people going crazy in the chat. So we'll give 4-player podcast a few minutes now. If anyone that has already been announced has missed and you want to dial in, please go ahead. We're pretty flexible here with the online system. And we know sometimes that the stream takes just a little bit longer for everyone to get the information on they went. Now, sadly, I do not have a bio from these guys. They did not send anything over to us. We had requested information from the shows specifically, and they had not responded to us. So I don't know if they weren't available or didn't know. But those of you that are 4-player podcasts, make sure you let them know that they missed out on the awards ceremony. We wish we could have had them on. So let's go ahead and move forward to the next category. Next category up is the general category. And I just want to make sure that we're still streaming. Someone said that the video was, video's good. Okay, in the general category, Full-Time Mom Podcast, Hogwarts Radio, No Agenda, Rotting Flesh Radio, Stereo Radiation, Stuff You Should Know, The Nusslercast, The Nursing Show Podcast, The Survival Podcast, and This American Life. And if you're listening, yes, I know, you're in the general category. You should have told your audience members what category to nominate you in, because they were all over the place, but you got the most nominations in the general category. I heard you on your show. It's a pretty good show, but this year's winner of the general category is This American Life. Of course, everyone knows This American Life is part of NPR, and I don't expect them to be here tonight. They did not submit a bio, but make sure that all of you This American Life fans send over a hearty congratulations to them. We'd love to mail them their trophy if we have an address for them, so let them know that they've got a trophy here that's going to be waiting for them to be shipped out. Again, congratulations to This American Life in the general category. Moving on next into GLBT, we have Big Fatty Online, The Big Gay Sex Show, Feast of Fun, Fox and the City, Gaily Forward, Jake and Cable GLBT Podcast, Las Vivas from Vizcaya, PNS Explosion, the G-Spot, and Transponder. And for the multiple year in a row, congratulations to the co-host of Feast of Fun. Multiple repeat winners, absolutely amazing following of their show. And a little bio about them as they're getting ready to dial in, because I know they're watching. Yes, they are. Here comes Fastos.
We're calling.
Oh, hey, there, yes, you are.
Are we here?
Hang on, video's not live yet. You're almost there. We're waiting for your video to kick over. And, okay, it's starting. It says it's starting. You know, that's something about Skype. Sometimes it sits there and wants to cooperate. I see a spinning video line. Don't you hate that? Don't you?
Sad.
Don't you hate that when the video is not cooperating? Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Shut down your stream. See if that helps. Maybe you guys are tapped out
Mark, turn off the stream that you're on.
Maybe you guys have tapped out the bandwidth. Go ahead. Oh, we lost them. We'll see if they call back here in a second. These guys are always great to have on. Here we go.
Ooh.
We'll see if it's there you are.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Todd, and all the people who voted, and our fans and advertisers and our listeners and our friends. Thank you so much. Give a little what?
I don't want to interrupt or anything like that, but my girl Beyonce, you know, she did a better job. Or, you know, she had a wonderful video. So I shout out to my girl Beyonce.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm trying to make a Kanye West joke.
Oh, funny.
Hey, get it close. They can't see your face.
Now, I thought you guys would be dressed up or something tonight. I was fully expecting.
I have a very nice T-shirt here.
Oh, that's a nice. Hey, you know, you're not going to get noticed wearing that around town.
No, not at all. Todd, we're going to send you one for Christmas.
All right, absolutely. So, What is this?
We got something. We got our awards here.
Oh, that's right. So your two previous ones, right? So, three. Oh, you're going to have another one for the shelf, aren't you?
You can make a table with it.
You can show everybody what they look like, because the company. Check this out. We talked to the folks that do our trophies are the same company that does the Country Music Award bullets. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those, and they assured me that they would be delivered and on time in Hawaii by yesterday.
And I never trust FedEx.
And when they hadn't even shipped them until Friday, and there's not any overnight to Hawaii. So show everybody the trophies and show them what they're going to basically what they're going to get. That's what they look like. Back them up a little bit.
This is the first one we got in 2006.
Yeah.
And this is 2007.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is 2008.
So they don't change at all.
No, they don't.
You can make interesting optical illusions with them. See.
So maybe another year in the future we'll have to change the design or something. But they're kind of look like a tilted media player with with the traditional bands going off them, exploding. So
they're always fun, and we put them on the table when people come over to tape a show. They say, "What are these?" And we say, "These are the podcast awards," and they're always like, "Wow,
what's that?"
What's my podcast award?
We may not do everything perfect, but I think we do pretty good on the trophies. Yeah.
It's fantastic, and we love it. And it is such an honor to be receiving this award, because we put all our money, all our time and energy into doing this show, and it's a labor of love, and to receive this award is really touching and an honor, and to be nominated with so many other great podcasts. I don't want to be one of those people who be like, we're all winners, but they are winners, and some really great content is produced out there. And I want to do a quick shout out to my girls, Transponder, and who are nominated along with us.
Yeah, and awesome. We had a wonderful opportunity to meet them. Also, too, I want to thank the listeners, the people that voted. There's lots of people out there that voted every single day, and I think that's what it really takes to make it happen. So, if you want to win one of these, get your listeners to vote, vote, vote. And I also want to thank you, Todd, too, for even having a GLBT category and recognizing that this is, an important part of our society and the internet and the world of podcasting.
Well, I think what we need to really do is we need to find some companies that realize the value of your guys' audience. You guys have a fantastic following, and we need to find some companies that want to reach your demographic and get them in there and get them sponsoring your shows, so you can make some money, right?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I also think too, it's a very cost-effective way of reaching an audience. It's more in depth than just a click. And if you really want to tap into the gay and lesbian audience and market, advertising on podcasts like the 3-time People's Choice Podcast. Four-time People's Choice Podcast award-winning show, Feast of Fun, would be a really financially, especially a sound move to do, especially in this day and age when every penny counts.
That's right.
And that's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, guys. And
thank you very much, Todd.
Hey, no, it's my
giving you a little slide whistle there.
All right, you guys take care, and we'll see you next year at the next podcast. Well, actually, we'll probably
for the top prize.
Oh, that's right. You do got to stand by for the top prize.
Yes.
So
We're not done yet.
I think last year we were nominated, Todd, and you pretty much told us yeah, you're not getting it.
But being nominated for the top prize is incredible, and it's such an honor. So thank you to everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, take care. Aloha. All right, they're always fun to talk to. Hey, next up is health and fitness, and we've got Being Healthy for Busy People, Ben Greenfield Fitness.
Honey.
Whoops, we got to disconnect you, Fausto. There we go. Ben Greenfield Fitness, Biggest Loser Podcast, Diet Science, Doing Stuff Outdoors, Dr. Fitness and the Fat Guy, Inside Out Weight Loss, Living La Vida Low Carb Show, Motion Tracks, and the Quack Cast. And the 2009 winner of the health and fitness categories, congratulations to the Quack Cast. And here's a show that, when I went to the website, I said, there's not a lot here. But this show has a following that is extraordinary. So I don't know if they've sent in. Let me look and see if they actually sent anything in. Don't think they're going to be on tonight, folks, because they didn't even send their bio to us. But congratulations to the Quack Cast and all the fans that listened to that show. Actually, they did send in a bio. Host name Mark Crisplin, and you can find the show at qackcast.com. The host describes himself as an arrogant, self-centered, closed-minded narcissist, aka physician who thinks the world wants, no needs to hear what I have to say about supplements, complementary and alternative medicines, better known as scams. His bio is on his show is, I compare scams against reality and review the medical literature on scams with a touch of sarcasm and humor. Given the science of the efficacy, here I am. You guys are getting introduced to Toddisms tonight. The efficiency of scams, it was unfortunate that fail.com was taken. So anyway, you guys can check his show at quackcast.com. Check out Mark's show. Again, congratulations in the health and fitness category. I'm hope that he's going to dial in. If he is, if anyone is missed, and we've already announced, we'll let you call in. Don't worry. All right, next up is the mature category. Heading off with the Adam Carello Show, Don and Drew Show, Giant Bomb Podcast, Porn Identity Podcast, Red Bar Radio, Rob on T, Savage Love, Sick and Wrong Show, Smart Mouse, and The Jam Hole. The winner of the mature category for 2009 is the Adam Carolla Podcast. Congratulations to Adam, and if he shows up, I'm going to fall out of my chair. Adam, are you watching? If you're here, dial in, my friend. I don't know how he's going to dial in because he doesn't know the dial-in numbers. So, anyway, have no idea why, I guess, they probably figured that Adam's quite the star, and he does a great show, and sadly he's not with us tonight, but everyone send their love out to Adam on winning the mature category for the 2009 Podcast Awards. Okay, next up, in next category is movies and film. Film spotting. I love movies. Movies you may have missed. Night of the Living podcast. Now playing. Popcorn Mafia. Sound of Sight. Spill. The Forcecast. And The Signal. The 2009 movie and films winner is Spill at spill.com. And I know those folks have sent me information, so I would expect to hear from one of the folks from that podcast. And hopefully they dial in here shortly. But congratulations to that team. They have a wide variety of content over there. A rabid fan following. And if you haven't been over to their website, you'll definitely want to check out the full line of content up over there. They've got a great following. They've got a great number of shows and a number of show hosts that contribute to the content. So we're hoping to see if the folks from The Spill dial in. And then we had tried to give everyone ample opportunity to basically ask for the information packet for the award ceremony. We reached out to as many shows as we could. A lot of shows did not actually have contact information on their websites, and that made it more difficult to actually reach them. So we did best we could on reaching every show. And if you're a podcast host out there, make sure you've got a contact link on your website that's predominantly found. So the listeners and, anyone that's trying to reach you, potential sponsors and so forth, will be able to find you. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next category here. Next category is Podsafe music. Shows up are Darker Shade of Pagan, Accident Hash, All Songs Considered, Build the Church, Coverville, DigiVegas.com, Insider Music, Irish Celtic Music Podcast, JTindie.com, and the Rat Hole Radio. Now, if any of you have been to either a previous New Media Expos, you will very well know the winner of this category. Congratulations to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, and look forward to him calling in. I know that he is mostly likely listening. It's Mark Gunn is the host of the show. Mark is an accomplished professional musician, songwriter, and host of the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, who brings powerful and expressive voice to Celtic music. He's accomplished on an unusual instrument, the autoharp, and has expanded his traditional work in Irish and Scottish music to fuse the roots of Celtic with blues, jazz, and folk music. Mark Gunn delivers exciting shows as well as compelling and original recordings. Gunn has 20 solo albums to his credit to date and is recognized as the hardest working man in Celtic music. The Irish Celtic Music Podcast is a free bi-monthly downloadable radio show of independent Irish and Celtic music. It features Irish drinking songs, Scottish folk songs, bagpipes, music from Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, Wales, Nova Scotia, to include also Australia and the United States. So go over to the CelticMusicPodcast.com, check his show out. And Mark, are you there? Call in, my friend. You need to call in now. We're about ready to move on. And again, congratulations to Mark and the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Next up is the political category. Shows up are Best of the Left, Common Sense, Electric Politics, Free Talk Live, Left, Right, and Center, Peace, Freedom, and Prosperity, Real Time with Bill Mayer, Rush 24/7, Shire Network News, The Young Turks. And I'm going to tell you, before I flip the switch here, this probably was the most heated voting of all categories. And I think the winner should be very, very, very proud because he was able to outgun some of the big guns. Congratulations in the political category to the Young Turks. They did a great job. My goodness, I mean, it was a battle. And all of those shows received huge, huge numbers of votes. Congratulations to the Young Turks. Information on them, and they're supposed to be listening right now. A little bit on the show. The Young Turks is the first ever live daily web television talk show, and it covers a unique blend of politics, entertainment, sports, and pop culture, in addition to being on XM and Sirius Radio. The show also has partnership deals on the web with YouTube, Ustream, AOL, and more. The Young Turks is one of the top 100 YouTube partners with over 13 million views a month and over 100,000 subscribers on the main YouTube channel. They also offer a paid premium members-only post-game show, an uncensored, internet-only wrap-up segment. As explained in recent feature article in Fast Company, the TYT brand is expanding, and another entertainment-based show will be launching soon, The Young Turks. And I had not heard about these guys until they got nominated. Went over to subscribe to the show, and pretty interesting podcast, folks. Now, obviously, they're multifaceted. They have TV. They do stuff on Ustream. They make their shows available via podcast download, and they've done real, real well. So, have not heard from the Young Turks. And let me look down here. We have a number of people that are actually maybe forgot to add us as a... Well, that's not him. So I'm looking down here on Skype and seeing if anybody else was actually trying to add their show at this point, if we missed anybody. And don't think so. So let me go up to the top, look at that channel. No, I don't see anyone that may have missed. So anyway, congratulations to the Young Turks podcast, and you can just check them out at theyoungturks.com. All right, moving on to religion and inspiration. The shows nominated were Almost Daily Devotional, Chariots of Iron, Dogma-Free Radio, how do you pronounce that? Irreligious Podsafe or something to that effect. Sorry I slaughtered it. Mars Hill, More Than One Lesson, Reasonable Doubt Podcast, Speaking of Faith, the Collision Podcast, and The Wiggling Way. The 2009 winner is, in the religion and inspiration category, the Reasonable Doubts Podcast. The relatively new podcast to me. I was not familiar with this, and the show had a great showing in the awards this year. And looking at my list of shows, I do not believe they submitted anything either. I will say that every show that won tonight, we did kind of reach out to them. We didn't say that they had won, but we did reach out and ask that they participate. So, if you're a Reasonable Doubt fan, just let the host know that we tried to reach out to them and bring them on the awards ceremony tonight. All right, next up is sports. Shows nominated: Brother and 3Z, ESPN Fantasy Focus Football, ESPN Football Today podcast, ESPN The BS Report podcast, Fan 2 Girls, Fast Pitch Softball TV shows, NFL Rants and Raves, Fef Editions podcast, Rowdy Racing News, the Fantasy Football Guys. And the winner in the sports category this year is the ESPN Fantasy Focus Football podcast. And we'll see if they dial in. I know that they have submitted stuff to me here tonight. So hopefully they'll be dialing in a second. Here they come. Hello?
Hi, Todd.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Pod Vader here with the Fantasy Focus podcast.
Hey, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much.
You guys, go ahead.
We're an audio only podcast, so we have no video, no Skyping here.
Well, that's no worries.
Sorry to all you tech folks.
So you guys got a huge fan base over there.
We like to think it's pretty big, but it could be bigger.
Well, I think
it could always be bigger, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you co-host with another gentleman too, right? Nate, is that his name or?
Nate Ravitz and Matthew Berry are our hosts.
Yeah.
I'm their producer.
Okay.
At ESPN. We're also joined on a fairly regular basis by Stefania Bell, our injury expert. First of all, thank you to everybody that voted for us. We're definitely humbled and very appreciative of the vote and the award. And thank you, Todd, for putting this on.
Well, it's my pleasure, and we try to give back to the podcast community and recognize shows out there that are doing some good things. And I subscribe to your guys' podcast. Matter of fact, I subscribe to all the shows that get nominated and do a listen. And I'm not a big sports fan. Kind of strange for being a guy, but living out here in Hawaii, we don't have a lot of teams to root for when it comes to the national scene. And my team that I do want to root for on the national scene, how should I say it? The Lions are not doing. You know the score better than I do.
Well, you got good things to look forward to with the Lions. Maybe someday.
Yeah, they're building their base, and I think if they continue on the way they're going this year, they will have another top draft pick, I would imagine. But tell me a little bit about the show, being it's fantasy focused. Do you guys, do you guys specifically talk about fantasy football, or how does the show, how do you guys format the show primarily?
The fantasy focus is mainly a blend of fantasy football-related news and a bunch of nonsense. It's the best way that we love to describe it. Especially Matthew. Matthew is a former Hollywood scriptwriter. He's been working in the fantasy field for years now, and he came over to ESPN a few years ago, and we started up the podcast with him and Nate Ravitz, and it's grown every year, and we're always amazed and we're always surprised at how our listeners come out and support us, and we love each and every one of them.
Well, your nomination this year raised the most amount of hate mail that I have ever received in doing the award ceremony, and the reason it did was because ESPN had 3 shows nominated in the sports category, and just about every sports podcast listener that I guess doesn't listen to your show emailed me saying that it was unfair that you guys had got nominated. I'm like, hey, they're doing a show. They have it available for download on podcast. Yes, it's got the ESPN name behind it, but they still have to do the same work promoting and building the show. And it's not a free ride with anybody in this space. And if nothing else, go out there and look at what they're doing and model it and build their shows after that. So it's at some point maybe in the future we'll have to look at dividing the shows out between what we would consider pro shows and indie shows. But at that point, then it gets kind of like where do you draw the line? And really, there is at this point, I think everyone just has to understand that I would say the big boys are here and they're doing this media well, and everyone just has to step up. And you guys have done a great job. And hate mail aside, congratulations. And
thank you.
Yeah, I would hope that you have continued success with your show.
Oh, thank you, and I hope there's continued success here with the podcast awards. And I'm a big fan of all podcasts. I download and listen to a lot of them out there. And if you're listening to this show right now, I most likely have listened to your show as well. So again, thanks to all the fans. I need to thank our boss, the wise and sage-like Mark Harine, the Empress, Alex Roman. I need to thank my wife, my kids, my family, the entire ESPN sales team. Obviously, without any of those people, this show wouldn't have been possible.
And
especially my family. Clearly, the show wouldn't be possible if I didn't have a family.
And if you guys want to find this show, you go over to ESPN.com/Pod Center, and that will get you right there in a location to find ESPN Fantasy Focus. So again, congratulations. And good luck next year on the nominations as well.
Thank you very much, Todd.
Hey, you're welcome. All right, moving on to the next category. We'll go into technology and science, another category that was the battles went down to mere scant few votes separation between a number of shows. It was close. If a few of your shows would have, how should I say it, told your listeners to nominate or vote for you a few more times during the days that there was available, the results would have been very different. But the shows that were nominated, Buana.tv, Floss Weekly, GeekBrief.tv, Linux Outlaws, MacCast, Mike Tech Show, SDR News, Security Now, Skepticality, and The Naked Scientist. So who do you guys think won? Well, I'm going to tell you. Congratulations to Security Now in the technology and science category, another show from the Twit Network. And while they're waiting for them to dial in, of course, everyone, if you're a geek, you know who Steve Gibson is. I've been listening to or reading Steve Gibson's website for a number of years, and of course now that he's doing a show, I'm subscribed as well. Steve Gibson, the man who coined the term spyware and created the first anti-spyware program, creator of SpinRite. So those of you that don't know Steve may know SpinRite. And Shields Up discusses the hot topics in security today. You can find him at grc.com. And of course, each week Steve and Leo dive into the darkest corner of the internet to expose and explain security problems, doing their part to help everyone to assist admins, regular users, and stay as safe as possible online. The show is recorded every Wednesday at 2 p.m. So I've got a little background noise going on back here. I think someone's digging something up around my house. Anyway, live.twit.tv is where you can find his show at Wednesday at 2 p.m. Again, every Wednesday. Congratulations to Steve Gibson and Leo Laporte for Security Now. So, Leo or Steve, are you guys going to dial in for this one? Leo's off to dinner, someone said. Applause for Security Now. Steve at Starbucks now coding and eating. Some of this is the chat I'm reading. And they were here in the beginning, so I thought they would be here throughout the show. So, yes, they're not. Well, they were here for the first show that won. Leo dialed in. So, I don't know what happened. Well, anyway, we'll see if they catch the show and if they continue to come in. If they come in later. All right, let me go ahead and move into the next category. And let me cue this up here. Next category is travel. Shows up our Alaska HD TV, Amateur Travel, Amtrekker, Inside the Magic, Irish Fireside, Rick Steves Show, Roz Rose, Season Pass, The Bowery Boys, and WDW Radio. And the winner of the travel category is WD Radio. Of course, that is Walt Disney World Radio Show at WDRadio.com. Host of that show is Lou Mangello. And, of course, Lou is the author of the Walt Disney World trivia books and audio guides to Walt Disney World. Lou was an attorney and head of an IT consulting company when he began to follow his passion for all things Disney in 2003. Lou has been podcasting since early 2005. Here we go. And Lou,
Todd, how you do?
Hey, whoa, blew us out. Hang on, let me turn the audio down a little bit. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks very much, Todd. Really appreciate it.
I've got, I don't think you've got video enabled, but go ahead. You're live.
Oh, here we go. Let's try again here. There
Oh, hey, there we go. So let me go ahead and flip the screen so you're up. Hey, congratulations. You guys are not a newcomer to this, are you?
No, I've been podcasting actually since early 2005. Started with another show and then split off and have been doing WDW Radio since 2006. And this is great. First of all, thanks to you and for holding the awards again this year. This is really great.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's it's just one of those things that we like to do to get back to the community and try to recognize shows out there that are doing great things in podcasting. Obviously, with multiple years nominated and having won, you're doing the right things with your show. Tell me, tell the audience just a little bit about your show. Those that may not be familiar with it.
Sure. I'm the author of the Walt Disney World trivia books, and back in 2005, I saw podcasting coming down the pike. So I do a weekly audio show all about Walt Disney World news, and I do interviews and trivia and history, pretty much everything covering the Disney company, specifically Walt Disney World. I also started doing video, doing Ustream. That's obviously the next big thing is doing the video stuff, which I really enjoy a lot as well. And like I said, I've been doing this for coming on 5 years, and knock on wood, haven't missed a week since.
Well, it's a great show, and of course, I think you're working with. You're also part of the Travel Podcast Network, aren't you? Do you have your show listed over there as well?
I do.
Okay, yeah, yep, and so everyone can find your show at wdwradio.com, right? That's where you find your show
Absolutely.
at.
Yep.
Well, again, congratulations, and good luck again next year. And I guess anything else to add before we move on?
Yeah, of course, big thanks to my listeners and my viewers and my readers. Obviously, this is all thanks to them, and it means a great deal to me that they took the time to nominate and vote for the show. Also, thanks to everybody else who was nominated. There were a lot of big names, heavy hitters, and Chris and Rick and Ricky and everybody else in there. Congratulations to you guys as well. It really was being an honor nominated alongside you guys. So I'm very grateful. Thanks so much.
Hey, you're welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next category. But again, congratulations.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome. Hey, I've been seeing some stuff in chat about people wanting to know how to connect in. You know, we had given every podcaster, Apple opportunity to reach out to us to get the contact information for the show. It had been up there for multiple weeks. We'd asked shows hosts to contact their guest, and I apologize again if a show did not get the information, but we did our very best. We reached out with individual emails to each and every one of the listeners multiple times. So just as a heads up, so everyone knows what we did on our side. Next up is Best Mobile Phone Formatted Podcast. Shows up are App Slappy, Dialed In, Fox News iPhone App Reviews, GDGT, iPhone Alley, Podsurf.tv, The Cell Phone Junkie, The Phonecast, The Phone Shows, Today in iPhone. And the winner in the Best Mobile Phone Formatted Podcast is the best mobile phone is App Slappy. Congratulations to App Slappy for their win in the best mobile phone formatted podcast. Did not receive a bio on them, so don't know if we're going to see them. But again, this category is kind of a unique category. We're probably going to change this show next year to a mobile app category to have it stand alone, as the majority of the shows this year were nominated that did mobile app type of shows. So we're going to better name that next year. And we've got, well, that wasn't them that wanted to call in. So again, congratulations to App Slappy for winning the best mobile phone formatted podcast. In the next category, we're going to talk about the best video podcast. Candidates in this category are Buzz Out Loud, Cranky Geeks, Dig Nation, Film Riot, Mr. Deity, NASA Edge, Scam Schools, Ted and Ted Talks, Techzilla, and Twit. And the winner in the best video podcast, and probably one of the highest number of votes received for all shows, in other words, all the shows that were nominated, this category probably received the most number of votes in all categories. And it's a combined vote, not necessarily in degree of separation, but congratulations to This Week in Tech. Leo has won a number of awards of the podcast awards before. He's moved into video, doing a great job with that. If you guys haven't checked out Leo's show over at This Week in Tech, you need to do so. Broadcasting 30 hours a week, just a simply amazing amount of time online. And of course, Leo's brought all of his friends together to create the weekly gold standard in technology broadcasting. And Tech Trends of the Week brought to you live on live.twit.tv and iTunes, and soon to be a video download on iTunes. The show is recorded live every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific at live.twit.tv. So congratulations again to Leo Laporte for winning Best Video Podcast and This Week in Tech. A great show. Again, you can find that at twit.tv/twit. I know that the Twit crew, the Twit fans are pretty loyal and have followed Leo for years. Congratulations to Leo again on This Week in Tech. Next up is Best Produced. These are the top two categories. We're into the last two categories of the night. And really, these shows are what we consider the best of the best. They're the shows that really get the most scrutiny when it comes to reviewing the categories, making sure that the shows are really reaching a standard as far as website design, basically making it easy for a host to contact the shows, clean RSS feeds, you name it. We look at multiple categories, and these two categories, the People's Choice and the Best Produced, really contain what I consider the top 20 shows that have been nominated this year. And remember, number of nominations do not necessarily indicate whether a show made it into these top categories because of our grading criteria. But anyway, Best Produced, Best of the Left, Film Riot, Inside the Magic, MuggleCast, NFL Rants and Raves, Outside the Cinema, Radiolab, SDR News, The Signal, This American Life. And the winner in Best Produced for 2009, congratulations goes to the Best of the Left. Great podcast. If you haven't followed it, this is a show that is widely followed by a number of people. and they've done a great job. They've been here year after year producing great content. And I don't know if they're going to call in or not. We will see. And I feel bad that some of these shows have not connected in tonight, but you can only do what you can do, reaching out as much as you can reach out. But if you're a Best of the Left fan, make sure you reach out to them and congratulate them on their win tonight. And of course, we wish them luck next year in the 2010 People's Choice Podcast Awards. All right, let's go ahead and move into the final category for the night. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the People's Choice Award. People's Choice Award is a coveted award, and it's the, of course, People's Choice and Best Produced get a much bigger trophy than the rest of the categories do. And the shows nominated this year are CAGcast, Daily, Jizz Whiz. Did I say that? I went Giz Whiz, ESPN Fantasy Focus, Feast of Fun, Free Domain Radio, Motion Tracks, No Agenda, Skeptoid, Disciplined Investor, This Week in Tech, and the 2009 People's Choice Podcast Award top winner goes to ESPN Fantasy Focus Football. Congratulations to ESPN Fantasy Focus Football. They have an amazing following, folks. They really, really do. They have a dedicated audience. And here they come. Congratulations.
Woo! Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, my God. We are ecstatic. I mean, if I had an actual listening party here, you'd all be able to hear it. But the kids are actually trying to sleep, and I probably just woke them up. But too bad. Daddy and the rest of the crew just won People's Choice 2009. Oh, we are excited. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, you know, it's a... You were in. It was a tough running. I am going to be very frank that there was an extraordinary amount of votes for all the shows in this category, and it was very close, to say the least.
Listen, I have the utmost respect for Leo Laporte and This Week in Tech. I mean, he's clearly a giant in the industry. The Podfather, Adam Curry. It's my dream, by the way, one day to have the Podfather meet Pod Vader. It would be unbelievable if that could ever happen. But No Agenda is a favorite of mine. And to the rest of the folks that were nominated in this category, I mean, I listened to them all, and they're all fantastic. You know, my goal as the producer of the podcast at ESPN is to get the word out about podcasting to as many people as possible. I think it's the media of the future, and obviously the people listening to this right now know that. So hopefully we can get more people to know all about it. And I couldn't be happier right now.
Well, you guys did a good job. Congratulations. And, you know, what I said earlier, good luck next year. Due to the rules of the Podcast Awards, you guys have to wait 2 years to submit your show again. So enjoy the accolades, and we hope that we'll see your show back in the running 2 years from now. Yeah, great job. And you'll have one big fat trophy and one little or smaller trophy coming to you, along with a microphone that you guys can hand out to the guys over there from Blue Mic. And it's a pretty cool little microphone. If you have someone that's on the road that needs a call in, all they got to do is plug it into their USB port on their computer, and it basically will allow the guys that are traveling to have a little bit better audio quality instead of just calling in on a telephone line or something like that. So we want to thank the folks at Blue Mic for the donation. So again,
and trust me, since we've had lost podcasts before, the guys will no doubt enjoy the fact that we'll have a little better microphones for them to use.
So again, congratulations on the win, and it's been my pleasure to produce this year, and I hope that you guys continue to do well with your show.
Thank you so much, Todd. Thank you.
All right, everybody, that wraps it up. I'm going to do a rundown one more time of all the shows, and if we had some shows that missed, I'm going to give you the number. We'll give you an opportunity to call in right now. All right, everyone listen. GNC Pod 1, GNC Pod 2. Those are the Skype in call-in numbers. Okay, GNC Pod 1, GNC Pod 2. We would appreciate that of all the thousand or more viewers that are on, that we let the shows that weren't able to call in earlier an opportunity to call in. And Jeff, we're not ready for you. We actually got another segment. Let me go ahead and go through the winners one more time. And let me actually put the right background up. In business, it was NPR Planet Money, comedy, Daily Giz Whiz. I'm going to destroy that the whole time. Culture and arts is Imprint. Education is A Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. Entertainment is MuggleCast. Food and drink is Munchcast. Gaming, 4-Player Podcast. General, This American Life. GLBT, Feast of Fun. Health and Fitness, The Quack Cast. Mature, The Adam Carolla Show. Movies and Film, Spill. Podsafe Music, The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Political, The Young Turks. Religion and Aspiration, Reasonable Doubt. Sports, ESPN Fantasy Focus Football. Technology and Science, Security Now. Travel, WDW Radio Show. Best Mobile Phone Formatted Podcast, App Slappy. Best Video Podcast, This Week in Tech. Best Produce, Best of the Left. People's Choice, ESPN Fantasy Focus Football. Congratulations to all the shows. It's been my pleasure to bring you the 5th Annual People's Choice Podcast Awards. And good luck to everyone next year for the nomination period when we're going to open up later in the year, of course. And get your audience members ready. A lot of work went into this. Over 45 listener volunteers reviewed the shows that were nominated. And, of course, thanks to sponsors for putting together all the trophies, actually contributing money for all the trophies and prizes, and thanks for all the prize sponsors as well. Make sure you check out all the shows that were nominated and actually have won over at podcastawards.com. And again, my name is Todd Cochran. It's been my pleasure to bring you this year's Podcast Award ceremony. If you want to hang out just for a few minutes, I'll have an announcement for you after I shut down the primary recording for this show. Give you guys an opportunity to hang out and actually talk about the awards a little bit. Hang on just one second.